All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wallerkin Comic Podcast, the sports report that really isn't about sports. It's more about sports entertainment at the time that we're living in. Brett, we've had actually some cool wrestling things that we've watched lately. We actually just finished watching Dark Side of the Ring.
Yep.
And the Owen Hart one, and that episode kind of actually blew my mind. Is there anything you'd like to say, Brett?
Man, I enjoyed this Dark Side of the Ring. I think more than Crispin was. I think this one of the ones I've seen.
That's more tragedy. The worst of the comedy.
This one was more of a tragedy, Ron.
Well, see, his family had to live with it. Chris Moss didn't.
Oh, that is so wrong.
So dark.
Man, that's why it's called the Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark side of the podcast.
Oh. Oh, yeah. And also this weekend there was an AEW pay-per-view that we can kind of talk about. You haven't watched it yet, and I'd like to get your full reaction to it once you watch it. But you can check it out on YouTube. But I just, man, whew, look at your belly button. I was
having focused on the sports.
Like
right?
I can't. There's a little belly button out there, man.
Just getting real weird knowledge associated with this.
Your little belly button.
Little belly button looks so cute.
Look at it. Woo.
Well, kind of, since you won't do sports, I'd like to tell you something. Boy, I was at work yesterday. It took a real morbid turn. One of the guy's wife is kind of bad off. And he's like, yeah, I think he's going to retire now. Spend more time with her. And I was like, well, yeah, they always say, you got to know all things come to an end. And Scott went, yeah, that's one thing in life guaranteed. And I was like, what? I was talking about his job and retiring. And he went, oh. I was like,
oh.
He just took it so normal that even
But
if
see, I thought that's what you meant when you were telling me that story. I thought that's what you meant.
No, his retirement. What kind of morbid creature do y'all think I am? Yeah, she's not doing good. All things come to an end. You gotta know when to call it.
Yeah.
Dang, that's pretty.
What is wrong with the people I know?
I just don't understand.
You do have to know how to call, when to call it.
Woogie. Dark side of the breast.
It's like the guy we were talking about. That's like a house plant right now. His family's keeping him alive.
That's different. She's
She's
not like that. She's just sick right now.
I got you.
Not like he's sick.
It's like they're not even like having a husband anymore. They have like a fern sitting in the corner. Yeah.
It's like a fish. She sprinkles food on.
Oh,
them.
no.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta know when to hold. Gotta know when to fold.
You sure did. Alright, now we've had 3 minutes of talking about people dying and good lines.
You want to talk about real quick the top 10 NFL teams projected for next season?
Yes.
ESPN actually put out a list.
Chief.
I want to note that number 12 was the New England Patriots without Tom Brady.
Oh, so their stars were
And I just don't know how that accurate this list can be. But you said you want to guess first. You said number 1 was who?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs are number 1. You know number 2?
Ravens.
The Ravens are number 2. Number 3?
the Browns.
Saints.
Nope. 49ers. Number 4?
Saints.
Yes. Number 5?
Packers.
Yes. Number 6?
Tampa Bay.
Nope. Seattle.
Ah.
Number 7? You've done pretty good so far.
Mhm.
Like I'm really impressed.
Tennessee.
Tennessee is number 7. Number 8?
No, I want to say Tampa Bay.
Nope.
Okay.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings.
Number 9?
Number 9. I'm rolling.
I'll give you an idea. It's not Tampa Bay.
Okay, I'm rolling through all the NFL teams in my head.
Is it Tampa? What was it called? Tampa Brady or something? Something stupid. I was like,
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bills.
Number 9 was the Bills.
Okay.
Number 10?
Number 10. Give me a second. This one's on the cusp of a playoff team could call them. Right in. Thinking wild card. Thinking fringe team. Who do I want to put on the fringe? The Steelers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At 10.
Okay. I did all right.
11 was the Cowboys, 12 was the Eagles, 13 the Patriots, 14 the Colts, 15 the Steelers, 16 Houston,
I did all right.
17 the Rams.
This just shows
Yeah,
Better than
you-
you thought I'd do, boy.
Actually, you did ton better than I thought, because that's kind of hard to do with 32 teams, and anyone can be in those roles, and you had to guess the role correctly.
What?
I'm pretty impressed with that,
Roll
actually.
That
Wow,
just
baby.
shows me he could work for ESPN. Yeah. He could either work for ESPN,
Swedish ESPN.
Or-
ESPN.
Swedish or Canadian French,
Yeah.
or anybody can do it that's watched 5 minutes of football.
All right, you wanna talk about, how about this? If I can find
Is ESPN just cycling and skiing?
ESPN.
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 You want to talk about the we got like,
Girl.
I can give you the top 10 rated quarterbacks from this upcoming season. We can talk about anything from within that you want.
Top rated
Um,
quarterbacks.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes,
Number 2, Kyler Murray.
Lamar Jackson,
Number 3, Kyler Murray.
Russell Wilson.
Okay, go
Number
on.
4, Kyler Murray. That's like Steve Martin's sketch. Or Chevy Chase. The one finally sticks. Knew it.
That's what.
4 was Deshaun Watson. 5, Aaron Rodgers. 6, Drew Brees. 7, Matthew Stafford. 8, Carson Wentz. I don't agree with that.
Boy, how about do the last.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. 9, Kirk Cousins.
This list
And
sucks.
10, Dak Prescott.
This
I don't-
list sucks.
I don't like this. This was actually from NBC Sports, and that's probably why I don't like
NBC
it.
Sports is stupid.
Like they got this all wrong. I have seen an ESPN one that did go Patrick Mahomes. I can't find it though for some reason. Did go Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and they put like
yeah, I'd seen that list,
like-
so I was kind of.
yeah. So I figured that's the one you saw and you were going by. I couldn't find it though online, but. Looking at the power rankings, I really like their top 10 actually from the sports side of like the different teams. I don't know if I put New England at 13 because I think they're going to tank this year. I think they're going to tank for Trevor Lawrence actually. I think that's what's going to happen.
I think they're gonna surprise you.
Who's their quarterback going to be? That's what I don't know.
I can't remember his
I knew
name. I saw it, yeah.
I knew the guy's name, but
I
man,
just-
when you got Belichick coaching you up, baby.
Yeah, but you gotta have good talent as well.
yeah. I
They
think
do
this
have to work
I think this
with
is the
tandem.
year we're going to see some hardcore tanking because I think people believe that Trevor Lawrence is
I think.
the next best thing.
I was going to say, may I say that all the first round quarterbacks of the last few years, they've all been all right, but we haven't got the real next biggest thing. We haven't got the next Drew Brees, the next Tom Brady,
Yeah.
the next Aaron Rodgers. We haven't got the next big thing.
I mean, Russell Wilson probably comes close, but that was a 2012 draft. I believe.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be good in
That's
the
what-
NFL.
and that's what everyone's saying.
I think he's going to be really good in the
Jared
NFL.
Stidham.
who.
Jared Stidham.
I just don't think they're gonna.
I'll take it back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't think
you
they're
can't build
gonna-
a franchise for like 20 years on one man. Of course, there's gonna be a tank. It was
Yeah.
built upon those two people, and they
Yeah.
had to work perfectly.
I just think that they're gonna. I think it's gonna be brutally
I don't
honest.
think they're
in
gonna
their
tank.
thinking.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
You don't
I
think
think they'll
so?
have they'll probably have a winning season, but also,
I'll say 8-8.
you know why Tom Brady wasn't on that list? He's getting ready for the senior tour. PGA.
Yeah, Walterson Comic Sports Report. He's playing golf right now on TV.
I've been trying to fit that in.
How's his shot going? You know, does he throw the ball better than he hits it with a golf club?
The practice shot from yesterday, I saw. Yes, shake right, hard every time.
So basically, he's me
What's
on the
his-
golf course.
Phil Mickelson actually pulled up on cars like, Tom, pull up. So I was like, you know, as soon as we're playing best ball, I know you want to do it too because it's safe, but it's just not there. Just go for it because if nothing else, I'll carry the first hits. I just got sat there and looked at him. Okay.
Imagine Phil Mickelson saying, "Oh man,
Did you ever hear
How-
Tom Brady getting schooled in something?
Well,
Just
I mean-
walk up and be like, hey buddy, look here, you're not good.
Hey, not everybody can be masters of everything. Gotta get schooled in something.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool they're doing that though. How's Peyton Manning on the golf course? That's what I want.
Well, who cares about anything? So, Nationwide is on your side.
What if they film a nationwide commercial on the golf course during the match?
Boy, I don't like the Mannings.
No, they're overrated,
Boy,
racist.
cocky.
I hate them.
Boy, I don't like Mannings.
And they're awful, and anybody that supports them, trash.
I like the Mannings.
Of course you do. Look at you. Hey, Brett, check something quick. Anyway, let me tell you why my opinion's the best.
Let's talk about the Mannings. We're talking about the Mannings.
Go ahead and
He
do
likes
that
the
real quick.
Mannings.
Just let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and
Let me
roll
break you out my tribal
Mannings are
lion.
overrated, homie.
What tribe are you from?
You know, I don't know. I really like this.
Mannings are overrated.
Of course you
homie.
do. Not that you feel like you have the heart of a lion. Is that what this is? You're
Well,
a lion.
actually, one of my
Don't
jobs,
breeze out that story. Don't breeze out that
I
story.
can bring the story out. It's sad.
You always
We're
bring
go-
out sad
let's-
stories. We're all
Lion
having,
heart, walrus gut.
we're all lying here. You know, we're just having a
Hey,
good
you know
time.
what? Listen. If this podcast makes it big, if we get to at least 20,000 likes, like followers on Instagram, I will get a tattoo of the Walrus and comic on me.
I will too.
Boy, you are some weird people.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Next time, I ain't doing that.
I'm just a side man. I want to show respect to me.
Yeah. Cool.
You're saying you don't look at
the
me
guy
like...
the guy that's not in the title is gonna get it on
Well,
me.
I guess he'll have to do the squawking and talking one once we get 20K.
I'll get an SAQ.
Nick does not look like he's into tattoos.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, you get them if
But-
you want them.
I thought he was a rock star. I thought rock stars are supposed to have tattoos.
Oh, I don't.
Well,
Do you
see,
know what Paul
you see-
Stanley's tattoo
you know-
is?
What?
I saw Kiss live and I remembered right here, just about probably an inch big, a little flower, a red flower.
But you know what I think?
What?
And you're
I
like
would
a
say
rock
it's, I would
star.
say it's going the other way because every schmuck and schmutz in the world now is getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
Back then, when you were a rock star, you got them because it was the different thing to do.
An outlaw.
Isn't the against the current thing to do now? Being a rock star that doesn't have a tattoo.
I guess I could
Isn't
do
that the
Kids-
thing to do now?
The two,
Maybe.
one thing I
So
hate.
that means they're not doing drugs anymore. They're not doing tattoos.
Well, take it easy,
Actually,
buddy.
Wait.
a
Drugs?
lot of
There's a
them
lot
are
of
very
clean rock
clean.
stars now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed. We went to see I Prevail, right?
A lot of boring
Um,
people playing music right now.
We went to I Prevail,
Couldn't let me
and
have
that
that one.
band, their
Don't let
lead
you trash
singer had
music.
an issue with like drugs pretty bad, and almost cost them the whole band, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing is like the lead singers are making these really big mistakes. You might not like them. I don't particularly like love them, but I've seen them in concert. Theory of a Dead Man. I've seen them here you go. Brett's least favorite, the Nickelback of rock, Five Finger Death Punch.
Gross.
First of all, Nickelback's way better.
Yeah.
I said the
And the
Nickelback,
Nickelback of rock. Aren't
Yeah.
they rock?
They are. I don't know what he was trying to say.
Nickelback is like pop, though, isn't it? Like
No.
technically pop music. Like they
No.
did the
They're
Dark
rock.
Horse album that was really heavy. Like Dark Horse was really heavy, but the other ones were more poppy because you get used on movies and stuff. Like Hero, you know when that in Spider-Man?
A lot of songs by rock bands are released. Let me give you
I
that
didn't know if
They're
they were
the
actually
Peyton
classified
Mannings
as
Yeah,
of
they're
rock and roll.
I didn't know they were actually
Probably more
classified
pop
as
rock, but
That's
yeah.
what, yeah.
No.
But you know, like heavy, like metal, Five Finger Death Punch.
It's gross.
Like
Yeah.
their lead singer. When I saw them in
Drunk.
concert, I went to go see him. I went to go see Shinedown, and it was like
Shinedown!
It was Five Finger Death Punch and Shinedown together. It was a great show. The lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch was institutionalized at the time, so we actually watched the bass singer did a lot of the songs. He did Jekyll and Hyde, and I thought it was actually better than the original. And then they had a band that was touring with them, who's like lead singer. His dad is like that. He's a really big rock star. I can't remember his name. He's trying to make a name for himself. He actually stepped in and did the rest of the songs,
There it is.
which
That's
was actually.
interesting.
I'll have to look it up and see who it was, but
But to this, you can go ahead and finish. I'll let
no,
you-
that's fine. Go
I
ahead.
don't want to be Brett and interrupt everybody.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I would like to say just this little piece before we get
Oh,
off
sweet.
topic. Well, living clean and being healthy is good if that's what you want to do, but don't be a straight edge schmuck. They're as bad as vegans. Oh, I don't do drugs or
Like the CM
alcohol.
Punk, the CM Punk character.
That's why he was a heel.
Yeah, because he was like that straight edge.
Because
society.
nobody likes those people.
Straight
That's why he
edge
was a heel.
punks are
Yeah.
the worst. The only people in music worse than straight edge punk musicians are skinhead punks.
You know, like I'm really crossing my fingers, Nick, that our Green Day concert doesn't get
I know.
canceled.
I'm so excited for
Like
that.
it's, like I don't care. Like
They
I
probably
just,
reschedule it though.
golly, I
Either
know.
way, we gotta take a trip to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just ready to go.
Me too. I'm ready for vacation.
We need Brett to be able to get permission from his parents.
Well, hang on. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
You need permission from your mother too.
Hey.
Every Friday we do this. Mom can't. Mom
So-
says gotta spend time with my cousin.
So like I literally, which I don't ever get up that early. So I could not have been lying. Because like I woke up at
You
10
had a
o'clock
choice.
because like my mom was like, hey, your cousin's here, you need to spend the day with them.
How in the
And-
world?
I said,
And I like spending time with my cousin, but it was just it was like a surprise for me.
Yeah, how does somebody dump their kid on somebody?
Well, I mean, like my cousin's going into high school, so like trying to spend a lot of time with him and stuff.
What's gonna happen to him when he gets to high school?
No, he just likes to hang out with
mean
his,
streets.
he likes to hang out with his cousin, alright? But it kind of just got surprised on me there, and that's why I couldn't do it.
Hey, these two
So-
folds even.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like the same height or if there's one more. I couldn't remember. I
It
was
was
listening to your
nice.
story. Okay.
But yeah,
I better spend time with him before he gets to high school. Because after that,
well, like he's
In
just
the
been
morning.
wanting to hang out with me, and I guess I've been really busy, which like the whole school stuff. It's been weird teaching from home and answering emails at like weird hours, and like,
How
I
do you
spend a lot
hinge your
more time.
life on seeing Ron? He's been really wanting to see me, man.
yeah.
Hey man, maybe one day, I'm sure that the baby that Brett likes to hold on to and talk about so much, I'm sure she'll eventually want to see Brett one day.
Probably not.
You've seen the pictures he's taken with her, the little goo goo gagas. And,
Yeah, I'm hanging out with her while she still likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it when he's on PlayStation. I hear, "Hey, pumpkin head,
Say that.
potato head."
Say that.
Yeah, I thought it was potato halfway through. I was like, "Oh, it's too late now. I'll just keep going with it." Hey, potato head.
That's funny.
And I'd hear him goo-gooing at a baby for 20 minutes. He doesn't use mic. He lets us hear it.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, he's had enough.
No, I just want to.
That's
We're
how I-
going to cut this episode in 30 minutes, right? So we're at the 14-minute mark. So I want to hit a little bit of that and hit a little bit of like AEW.
Let's do it.
And that way, I'm really excited about Squawking and Talking today. If you're watching this episode of Warwiston Comic, alright, tune in to our other website or our other Facebook page and YouTube page where you can see
Fine.
the Squawking and Talking episodes. We've got 2 up so far. We're going to do episode 3 right after this, and it's going to be a really special one. We're talking about our top 10 N64 games.
It's a tough
So,
list.
It's I imagine
It was
like
spaced out when I was like 6.
so.
Oh, my list is made, baby.
Mine is
So-
too. I have I have more than 10 though.
So we're gonna talk about that on Squawking and Talking. So make sure you check out that as well. All right, Dark Side of the Ring, Owen Hart story. First off, I want to say this, Brett. I was surprised I didn't see Bret Hart in it.
Yeah,
He's a
shit.
schmuck.
Like, I think there is
Probably.
like some issues still between Owen's wife Martha, right?
Dr. Martha Hart.
Dr. Martha Hart and Bret Hart
Bret Hart
actually
is
over
a
the
really
whole
big
thing.
schmuck.
Is he? Huh. Hard as it's
Well,
walking out
I
on
think-
your floor.
You know what the craziest thing is, like, I think that, like, there's always still been that loyalty to Vince, even though the Montreal screw job happened.
Yeah,
Crazy.
you would think
I-
that would push him over the limit. The whole family, and the way
Yeah.
she said, you know, a lot of people in the family didn't want me to go through with this because they thought he'd be buried to him in the future.
I can't imagine having a boss.
He's a warlord.
I can't imagine having a boss that I have so much loyalty to and let him kill my brother either.
And so, like, you know, accidents happen.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a boss in your lifetime that he does something that gets your sister killed and you're like,
He's afraid to say bad words for his boss. What do you mean?
Yeah, but I gotta get paid. I can't go work your job, alright? I'm not
and
as
you
strong
like,
as you.
and you like still like, can you imagine a world where you stand by your boss after that happens?
Not at all.
Where you like your boss
there's
that
there's
much?
no way. There's no way. I blame the WWE events, all that. I blame them for that incident.
100%.
Negligence.
And I think it's an absolute travesty that they sued Martha Hart as well to get it to a state where there was no
Yeah.
punitive
Yeah.
damages. They wouldn't have to pay
Ridiculous.
money. And
No,
but it's
I
okay.
don't like it. I don't
Greater
appreciate your
justice
time.
prevailed in that, and they were able to start that Hart Foundation. So, man, like
What's that
you know,
Heart
you know,
Foundation do?
I think
I don't
they
think
said
I'll
they
put
help.
Something for single.
Yeah, they help build
single
homes
mothers and
for
children.
single mothers.
Okay, so I've
and
always
stuff.
heard of the Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
I don't know really. Okay.
Yeah, so something for single mothers. You know what? The thing that surprised me the most was in the documentary they were talking about how Owen Hart wasn't like one of those people who wanted to work forever in the wrestling business. He wasn't his brother. Sorry, I had a hiccup.
God's earth, you're okay.
I was like, man, like, what is this?
Talking about this
he
man
did-
too long.
About to see my
They showed
hand there. But yeah, so I figured that I figured that he was just that guy who just wanted to keep going on and on, but they said he was close to wanting to be done so he could spend time with his family. That kind of shocked me, because you think of the Hart family, you think of just how extensive and how working they are. Also, like, how ridiculous was it that they went back to the blue blazer gimmick in that time period?
It was stupid. They're
First
cheesy.
off,
They're
I
lazy.
will admit I did not know he was the blue blazer before.
Yeah.
Like, I had no clue about that, actually. I don't even think I remember the blue blazer character from before.
Well, it was like a decade before he died.
Yeah, so 10 years. So
Yeah,
that.
89, 88.
Oh gosh, yeah, I would have been a baby.
It was
So.
90, 92, like right in.
All right,
right
92 I would have been
started.
3, so that's why I would not have known. So.
And it fit in that time period because that's how they were.
Yeah.
They're just good guys.
Yeah. Well, you think about, like, Owen Hart never really belonged in the Nation of Domination. Like, it just, there was so much going on
I
there.
thought somehow he
Probably fair
fit in.
there.
Did you like him there?
Somehow he fit in it.
Yeah.
Somehow, like.
Because he was just a good wrestler.
I don't think I was just a fan of him in that role then, but I thought the documentary did bring up a good point, how, like, within the next 2 years you would have had superstars like Edge, Christian, Kurt Angle, all these people that Owen Hart would have catapulted to superstar status.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been it. If Owen Hart catapults to superstar status, think of how the Attitude Era actually could have changed.
Chris Jericho says in that documentary in '98 there was nobody that could hang in the ring with Owen Hart.
Yeah. So think Kurt Angle comes in and they can do that. Chris Benoit comes in and they can do that angle. Shoots up. What if Stone Cold's prominence, like, what if, like, that whole thing changes, but, like, him having that, instead of, like, him and I guess The Rock or him and Vince, like, get him and Owen actually be able to do real good lines. Because remember, at that point, Owen Hart had broke Steve Austin's neck.
Yeah.
And they did that part, but they could have rekindled that in the Attitude Era. And I think that would just, like, the later Attitude Era, like,
Yeah.
going into ruthless aggression, I guess. Ruthless aggression. Oh, brings me up this point. Did you guys see that the guy Shad from Crime Time died this past week? So he was at the beach, Venice Beach, with his son, who's 10 years old. And there's a group of people, and they were out in the water, and a big, like, current, like, riptide or whatever came. And so all the lifeguards go in to rescue them. And Shad points his son out and says, "You get him first." And they got his son out. And then as soon as they're pulling out, trying to get him away, a big wave comes over, and they never saw him again. So they've done this big fundraiser thing for his family. Like, it was like a goal of $100,000, and it has way exceeded that. What I've seen, like, a couple of names. Chris Jericho from AEW, and who also narrates Dark Side of the Ring, a few episodes we've seen, right? And the lead man of Fozzy, which I really wanted to see in concert in Greenville before COVID for $20.
They're really good.
So I want to go see them when they go back and tour. But
he's worth $20. I mean, he's the show.
Yeah.
He's the one you're going to see.
Yeah, he's the show.
But
I've seen
These
Fozzy
other
live.
guys.
So
Yeah, I've seen Fozzy live, and he really is like they don't do much. He is the show. Like, he's the
So-
entertainment.
Chris Jericho donated $4,000 to his family. AEW's owner Tony Khan donated $8,000. And then there was a anonymous donation made. I have the article right here. For $40,000 with the someone who was named CTC RIP. Alright? Now, do you know there's like the speculation, like, oh man, what is CTC? What is that?
Crown Town something.
Do you remember
What was
the
the-
Crime Time Cena Nation faction in 2008?
Ooh.
And so the big speculation is that John Cena gave $40,000 to his family. And remember, a lot of people don't remember this, but the Crime Time Cena Nation was actually pretty popular. But John Cena went out. I think he had shoulder surgery. He went out of. So by the time he came back, it was kind of already moved on from. But they had like a really cool angle with it, and I think, man, doesn't that say something about like these wrestlers, like how really and truly it is like a family to a lot of them.
You know, where's Vince McMahon's donation? How much did he give?
Man, I don't think he gave anything.
Well,
Who would have figured?
You know what?
He hasn't
You know-
hasn't wanted to give anything to anybody.
You know
Well, they're
my
not people to
you know
him.
my speculation is I think that Crime Time was going to sign with AEW. I think they were
That makes
because
sense,
they
it's a guy
still
gave
they're
up.
still in the independent, and I think there was something going on. They're trying to work something out.
Vince McMahon's like a child. The way he
Man.
like gets angry at people.
Yeah,
Like
I don't
he-
understand it. Like you could have done something really classy there and just
Like
opened
Chris
yourself
Jericho.
up.
They've talked about
Like,
Chris
you have
Jericho
enough
may be
money.
in jeopardy of making the WWE Hall of Fame now because he went to AEW.
Well,
Like he hasn't. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
how
say
much he
this.
talks to JR
I'm
anymore.
gonna
He's
say
like,
this.
he's like a child.
if AEW, if they play their cards right, I think they can overtake WWE.
I would love it.
Here's the thing, they do need a few more big signings. Their wrestling's really tiered, right? There's really good and there's really bad.
Yeah.
And that really bad is a lot worse than the bad of WWE.
Right.
And they're doing it good with, I guess, doing dark matches and stuff and letting things like that happen. The pay-per-view happened last night, Double or Nothing 2020. They actually opened up with a ladder match that was pretty good. It was for like I guess a title shot in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There was a wrestler who debuted last night.
Who that?
Brian Cage.
Ryan Cage.
Remember TNA? Big, muscular
Yes.
white guy.
Yes.
Who actually lost to Tessa Blanchard, or wrestled Tessa Blanchard in one of those matches, right? Brian Cage came out. He was the last entrant, and he won the match.
Hey.
So obviously they see a lot in him. Here's the thing about him: he looks like a guy that could really beat you up,
Thank
right?
God.
Like, have you seen them? Like,
Yeah.
are you familiar with what he
Yeah.
looks like? Like, he looks like he could pick up like he could probably pick me up and just like bear hug me and like break a few ribs. He looks that strong, right? So they had that match. That match was cool. They started out though with the SVU guys, Frankie Kazarian and the other guy I can't remember, started out fighting each other in the ring first because it's all about the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And the match was okay, but there were a few things. Cody Rhodes, you know, he can't fight for the AEW World Title anymore. He was in a match for the TNT title, which is like their
TV title?
Yeah, it's like the TV title. And he beat a guy who hadn't lost yet. So it actually looks pretty cool because they're trying to put some credibility on the belt and have Cody carry it. Listen, he's doing a really good job of making sure that it's not him, right? You know, like you can see he's given opportunities to people because he has so much influence in this company. He could be the champion right now. But I think he knew that, first off, they needed Chris Jericho to carry that title for a while to get established. John Moxley is, I mean, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
And he's a champion now, and he retained the title last night. That match was crappy though. It wasn't no DQ, but the refs stopped it because of like blood or something. And so like that was kind of a letdown. One match I did not understand was geez, let me see if I can pull it up for you. I have
That's a
it.
very good point he has there, but have you ever seen him talk that harshly about WWE match and how stupid they acted? It was no DQ, but
No, it
Well,
wasn't.
they've done
It wasn't no DQ. Like it was like a regular match.
Oh, they've done stuff
It
like
was-
that before.
Like it was.
They do some goofy stuff. Also, can I point out, we have these two black guys in a tag team. What are we gonna call them? It's called Crime Time.
Yeah. But you know that was one of at that time for I think at that time though they were
wife beaters.
they were-
Yeah.
yeah, and then the chains on.
Yeah.
They were one of the more popular tag teams during that time, and that role propelled their career forward after the WWE.
Don't you think they could have done it without stereotypical
cool,
names?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like even you look at like Harlem Heat has stereotypical stuff in WCW, right? And like when they come over and stuff.
But what year was that?
Yeah, and they weren't
Yeah.
Prime Time. They were Harlem Heat.
Yeah, what year was that?
I think more so that was more like the joke thing. It's kind of like, have you seen?
Because they're
Right.
known for their yokes.
Have
They got Jerry Seinfeld in the right room.
Have you seen the?
See what I'm talking about? Well, no, it's just more of a joke
Oh gosh,
thing.
the Street Profits. They're like a play off of Crime Time, right? That's actually how they are. Angela Dawkins and them. All right, best match on the card. You're not gonna believe me, but MJF versus Jungle Boy was absolutely the best card on the match. Overwhelmingly.
Jungle Boy's the one that weighs 95 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember who it is.
So-
I was wondering who the other guy was.
MJF. He's
Okay.
kind of like the next big heel, right? For AEW, he's going to be the guy once Chris Jericho leaves.
You know who I thought? You know who I thought was going to be a big heel in wrestling, but unfortunately he was an Impact. Do you know who Eli Drake is?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to
Yeah.
be. If he would have went anywhere else, he would have been great. But he
100%.
Impact Wrestling.
So this match, MJF and Jungle Boy, they had a lot of ring psychology in this match. It was really good. They had this segment where, if you remember when I showed you a few weeks back or a few months back when they had MJF and Cody Rhodes had the belt whippings like scene.
Yeah.
They both stand there and they do the old school like chop each other to see who's the best. I like that stuff from the early days of wrestling, right? And there's a lot of just psychology going on, and overwhelmingly, this is rated the highest match on the card.
You know when wrestling really started to die?
When?
What year was it they said on Dark Side Ring where he's like, that's the year Vince McMahon decided it wasn't about wrestling, it was more entertainment. He wanted to be actors. And that's why a lot of people said no.
Yeah.
That's the time it circled down. Attitude Era?
This
Fine.
I-
But it wasn't
Wrestling
wrestling.
started to die when Vince McMahon started buying out the territories.
Yeah.
When WWF went national, wrestling
keys.
went downhill and it started to die.
Hey,
Yeah.
you have the keys?
Oh yeah, they're in the door.
Alright, so Cody Rhodes, right? He has a TNT title match versus Lance Archer. Lance Archer has been the guy who come in and he had been doing a lot of stuff for like he's just been very dynamic, beating everyone really bad. And him and Cody have a pretty decent match. The most exciting thing about this match was Mike Tyson was there and he issued out the title at the end. So they brought Mike Tyson in for that.
Good luck.
Can I tell you the match that didn't make any sense to me?
Mike Tyson's apparently gonna fight.
I was about to say that. Isn't him and Evander Holyfield coming
I
up?
think they're training her. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's
Yeah,
gonna
watch
watch
it.
it.
100%.
Everybody's gonna
I
watch
think
it.
it'll be
Boxing hasn't had a
it'll
fight
be more entertaining
Oh, wow.
than Floyd Mayweather and Conor
Pacquiao.
McGregor.
Yeah, I was thinking Pacquiao.
I know Pacquiao fight was phenomenal.
Pacquiao
Like
was
those-
good, but
Like I mean,
he
Tom-
cheated.
Yeah, I do think the second one was the first one. The first one I think was more controversial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mayweather cuck. Anyway, I'll let you get your thing.
We had Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears is WWE's former Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, right? This match made no sense to me because Dustin Rhodes won this match.
Good.
Well, here's the thing. They've been trying to build, like you talk about bad booking.
Yeah.
They've been building Shawn Spears as a big time heel who like, they're not giving him enough heat. Like they could have had him like destroy Dustin here, bloody him up really bad to get him the heat for when the live crowds come back. But every writer I've read about like this pay-per-view has said that this was a missed opportunity for AEW to establish him as an actual superstar. But you know, the Hikaru Shida won the women's title, so I didn't really watch that match, to be honest with you. But the last match, when I go home, I'm gonna watch this one. Was this Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle versus the Elite.
Ooh.
So that match looks really good actually, but you know, figure with Matt Hardy is there, so that's one I'm gonna watch when I get home because I haven't actually got to that point on the card yet. So, but the pay-per-view, I mean, I enjoyed the ladder match at the end. They avoided a lot of unnecessary big spots like WWE does. There was one point where one of the competitors laid down the opponent on the steel steps and climbed the tallest ladder, acting like he was about to jump off, and someone came and disrupted it. And like when I saw that, I was like, "There's no way he's doing that. Like if he does that, someone could die." And they avoided that.
He shouldn't
Like,
come in risk.
Yeah.
Just sell.
well, you know, like ladder matches are tough to compete with in other promotions because of Jeff Hardy and Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys. The way they established the ladder
And Ric
match.
Flair.
together. And the one
God.
he did. And Razor Ramon.
God,
And-
WrestleMania 22, they threw Ric Flair off the top.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
just laying there. Blew out his
He was
knee.
80.
He lands with his legs slinking up under him, and he starts.
I'll actually end the.
And it wasn't even fun to watch. It was
Everyone's sad.
Everyone thought
Like,
he died.
in the match, they're like, what?
Why did you?
I'll end.
Why did you throw that old man?
I'll end the wrestling talk with this, right?
I won't.
It came out that WWE re-signed Ric Flair, and Ric Flair came on, did an interview saying that Tony Khan called him and said, Rick, I would offer you, but I respect your loyalty that you have to WWE. And
Ric Flair don't have loyalty to
Well,
Whoever
WWE.
pays the most,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Ric Flair said that
He went to TNA in like 2007.
That's right, yeah.
but he's one of those people, as long as he's on, he has that legend contract, he'll always get money from them as long as he doesn't sign with another company. So he was like, I could bring you in. He's like, but I just think that, and so they were talking about that, but they were also talking about how Charlotte Flair kind of has a contract coming up soon, and it's going to be a really big bidding war for her.
Yeah.
And that's why you're seeing the WWE push her right now. She's on all 3 shows with the NXT title right now. And they're pushing her because they think that she might actually go to AEW. And if Charlotte Flair goes to AEW,
That's
have
a big
issue.
swing.
You have a big issue because it at that moment establishes the women's division there as a relevant thing. Because right now they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
They're trying. Dr. Britt Baker, who is the girlfriend of Adam Cole,
Yeah.
she's probably the best they have on there. But right now she's losing all her. They're doing something kind of weird with her, I guess, to kind of build her up. But if you swing Charlotte Flair, another person like Sasha Banks, she is definitely this. So all the times you see her
Italian?
Money,
Definitely.
money. Snoop Dogg's niece, right? She's definitely the one that's going to go with the money. For real.
She's worked her whole career to know Snoop Dogg's name.
Busted her ass.
But
anyway.
So she's been known for sitting off of TV in contract talks, and she's threatened to leave. If Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair are left to go to AEW, you have an issue.
Yeah.
Because
do.
right now,
I definitely hope they
Becky Lynch is off WWE program maybe forever.
Yeah,
She might never
she's
come
not
back.
coming back. I don't think she's going. In my opinion, she's not coming back.
Yeah, and I've read that opinion other places.
In my
too.
opinion, it's going to be the baby, then Hollywood
Yeah.
when she's not.
But
coming
you know
back.
what? If she comes back, she cements her legacy for Hall of Fame.
They're going to do something stupid if she comes back.
Think about this, when
I
we're
guarantee you, when she sits home, what she needs to think about when she's sitting home is, I left in a big way. I left the biggest woman ever.
Yeah.
If I come back, they have a chance to
She's
ruin
on a
me.
stroller going away to
They
stage.
they have a chance to drive my career into a wall if I go back.
All right.
The only
So
thing's if you tell them no,
do
you'll
you
fall from the
think-
rafters.
No!
You told me
In-
no one
in
too many
this-
times.
in this current generation of wrestling, right? This current decade. No, I have a serious question.
Alright.
Do you think there are more candidates for the Hall of Fame from the women's side than there are men
Right now?
right now?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing
The women's
Charlotte
division
Flair,
is way better than men right
Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Natalya. I think Bayley will make it there as well. That's 5 strong candidates
Yeah.
from this era. All right. There's so many great women athletes right now in WWE. They don't know how to utilize them all.
Yeah.
That's why there are 3 different belts, right?
Yeah.
There's NXT and Raw and women's,
Mhm.
Raw and SmackDown, or is it just one women's title?
now. I think it's 2.
And so NXT title so it'd be 3 then, right?
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Yeah. So they don't really know what it is. So they're doing the tag team titles, right? So they're doing tag teams because, all right, Alexa Bliss, phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
You can't put her over on Charlotte and Sasha and stuff right now. So what do? You give her a tag team partner and put the the SmackDown Women's titles on her. Asuka. They're talking about Asuka's going to carry them all the way to WrestleMania next year, right? I mean, they kind of Vince McMahon screwed up having her have her first loss at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great swerve. No one expected it, but at that point, Asuka could have been established as probably the most dominant women's wrestler of the 2015 to 2025. you know? And they really screwed that up there, but they kind of went full circle with Becky Lynch having to leave, and I think they're trying to appease Charlotte with having her travel to all the different ones, keeping her very central in the storylines right now, because I think that's a legitimate concern, is losing her.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
You know who I really
I hope they
want?
lose them both.
I really want Keith Lee to move up and win like one of the titles. This guy's ready. He is primed. He has the audience. Like I went back and watched all the NXTs with the live audiences before the COVID stuff, and then this guy's just coming out and like everyone's just going crazy, you know, doing this like basking in his glory thing, you know, like he's putting together like great matches. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like that's his thing. Basking.
Is that the meme on this show now?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Yeah. All right, so that's all I have for wrestling and.
It's
sports
not all
entertainment.
I have.
Oh yeah.
Give it to us.
What do you have?
How about Tom Segura? You know a better take.
Mystic Rick!
Mystic Rick.
Mystic
Who
Rick!
was at his aid?
Oh, he had a few people defending him.
Who was the biggest name against him?
Jim Cornette.
Who?
Who?
Exactly.
Jim Cornette claims, as I'll take this microphone, nobody knows who you are, Tom Segura. Right?
Why
Your
didn't I
opinion
tell you
don't
it's-
matter.
Well, your opinion don't matter. Nobody knows who the hell you are, says Jim Cornette.
Now that y'all built this big brand
All-
wrestling
All
episode.
wrestling fans are up in arms, angry at Tom Segura because you know what he said about the wrestling fans. I can't say it here. We're a
Yeah.
PG show. But
I'll say it's fucking stupid.
what
You're a
happened?
child, if you
But
like
what
it.
happened? He comes back. Mystic Rick brings his promo, and he has 3 people backing him. Guess who those 3 people are? Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, and Ric Flair.
How much do you think he paid those 3? Because all you name off people who like probably need money at this point in their life. Ric Flair is always broke. Bret Hart, I'm sure, needs a little bit more money. You know,
And if
Kurt
they're
Angle
that
just got
willing
laid
to
off.
sell their loyalty, what does that say about the wrestling industry?
Yeah.
Well, it's really about this, right?
So you're telling me it's not about the sports?
It's really not.
This man goes to
Hey,
arms.
Listen,
for one.
Dak Prescott
I'm
turned
willing
down.
to die
Listen,
for a company
Listen.
I'm only
that
down
doesn't
Vince
like
McMahon.
each other.
let's talk about how much money really does matter. Dak Prescott turned down a 5-year, $140 million deal or $150 million
stupid.
deal
Yeah.
to stay with the Cowboys, and then had the audacity to say, "Well, if they can't afford to pay me, send me somewhere that can."
He's stupid.
Yeah.
So it's not really about loyalty.
That ain't
he's
about
not.
loyalty.
He
That's
doesn't
about
matter. He's
that ain't
stupid.
loyalty. That's brains, man. You ain't got no brains.
But also, even if he did pay him, what does that say about wrestling? And what are they saying about the wrestling fans? If they're willing to go for a little money, it's like, you got.
Yeah. What did they just do to all those wrestling fans that were angry?
Yeah.
The 3
Y'all need
people
to grow up.
Has any
That's what they say.
has those 3 have wrestling fans worshipped anybody more than the 3 on that video? And what did they just say to all those wrestling
And
fans on that
he
video?
even said, yeah, I remember one time I met Ric Flair, and I completely forgot till this moment, because it did not fucking matter. And Ric Flair said, I support you, Mystic
Keep
Rick.
feathering it, brother.
Yeah. A line from the show, so therefore
Ric Flair
he
might
watches.
be also getting a little senile too.
Ric Flair watches the show. He knows the lines.
How do you feel about Ric Flair's comments towards Mick Foley? Because you say Mick Foley belongs on your Mount Rushmore or close to it. And like Ric Flair said he doesn't belong on any Mount
He's
Rushmore.
Well,
You know,
hang
because
on.
he was a glorified stunt double.
Bingo,
Stuntman.
and that's what I was going to say. He is great. He did a lot for wrestling, but was he really the most technical, or did he get bloody, get hit with stuff?
Yeah, that was just his gig.
Glorified stunt man.
I know the conversation. Me and you had a different conversation about it.
That's Eagle.
Yeah, me and you had a
Oh.
different conversation about it.
I mean, he's
You
good.
put him on Mount
I-
Rushmore.
I-
He
last
is
conversation
on
about
mine.
it.
Did we
because,
ever-
as I said, he did a lot for wrestling. He was very entertaining, electrifying. People like watching.
we ever
but when
release-
he's a groundbreaking technical wrestler,
No,
Did we
but he's on
release-
Mount Rushmore.
glorified stunt man.
We released
Yeah,
one
but
of
I think
our-
Is
I
he
think
our
Ric
Rushmores,
Flair,
right?
I think Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair's
is
been a little
right
hard.
there.
He's been a little hard on him.
I think he's right and wrong in that statement.
He's right.
He's
in what
right
he
that
is.
he's a glorified stuntman, but he's wrong that he doesn't belong on anybody's Mount Rushmore.
He's wrong
He's
there,
wrong.
yes. Quit doing a little nonsense. Yes, he is glorified stuntman. He's wrong that he's not, and I feel like Ric Flair just
All
has
right.
hard feelings
We
for him.
we did
Yeah,
our
they got in a fight. He hates
Yeah.
him.
we did
Yeah.
our overall.
And can I
Mount
just
Rushmore,
say?
right?
And can
Why
I just
can't we
say?
have our things without him butting
I
in?
just-
And can I just say?
I just want to transition to another.
About Ric Flair,
idea.
can I just say? All right, go ahead.
We did our original Mount Rushmore, right?
Fuck off!
Before. We did our original one on a podcast episode.
Yeah.
We need to go back and we got to do our decades ones or whatever.
Let's do it.
Like I think that's something what we can do
Next week.
Next week we'll do
80s Mount Rushmore.
It's too hard.
it's like 60s, right?
No, my son, no. Brandon Owen, no, dude. He's a house plant. He's a fireman. You ever seen him sitting in the ground?
I think he's dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead, but also
You're talking about a dead guy.
that's just the normal Canadian way. What do you mean?
Did you ever see him on TV just
Yeah.
Well, he was
in the front
also
row?
like 100 years old at that time. Did you
All
see
right.
how old he looked in the documentary?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today to the Walrus Comics
My
Sport.
controversial statement was funny. Yours was just hurtful. Upon the Hart Dynasty,
This is so tough.
a groundbreaking dynasty. Also,
All right,
you think the Flash
ladies
is
and
on
gentlemen,
the
once
board?
again, thank you for tuning in to the Walrus and Comic Podcast, the Sports Report. Today we talked about some wrestling, talked about some NFL for you. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, a comment, and check out on Facebook. You can follow us there. And also, you can find our link to our other podcast, which we're about to record, called Squawking and Talking. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Make sure you give us that like and follow.
Also, doesn't he have a son?